One BSF Jawan killed and 3 personnel of 37 Assam Rifles injured in encounter with suspected to be insurgents at the adjoining of Kakching District, Sedo and Chandal District, Thingkhangpai. Langtabal MLA Karam Shyam says no more pacifying Kuki militants who had gone out of control. MLA calls upon people of Manipur to join the fight against the militants. All Manipur Bar Association says differential treatment by Assam Rifle will not help restoring peace and suspension of Operation PEG, possibly a gateway to Manipur for armed Myanmar nationals. And Manipur holds NET UG Medical Examinations 2023 smoothly in 22 examination centers spread across Imphal East and Imphal West districts. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm KANEL SHAMBANDURAM, bringing you the top stories and latest news at this hour. Now, the news in details. One border security force BSF Jawan was killed and 3 personnel of 37 Assam Rifles injured in an encounter with suspected Kuki insurgents in the adjoining area of Kakching District, Sedo and Chandal District, Thingkhangpai at around 4 a.m. today. According to officials, suspected Kuki miscreants targeted BSF troops deployed at the Sedo Practical High School. The deceased BSF personnel is identified as Ranjit Yadav from West Bengal's 24 North Parganas. He was declared brought dead by doctors of Jivant Hospital, Kakching, in the morning. Last rides of Fayeng Sabal Laikai residents Angom Rakesh and Angom Romesh from Fayeng Karang Awang Laikai were performed today at their respective birthplaces. The 2 individuals were killed when armed Kukis attacked civilians at Kangchup Foothill in Imphal West District yesterday. Earlier in the day, a large number of Fayeng locals collected their bodies from Janim's morgue and took them to Fayeng. People residing along Imphal Kangchup Road offered floral tributes as the bodies were heading from Janim's to Fayeng. It is worth mentioning that Romesh, Rakesh and a resident of Kundrakpam Pukrambam Nikhil were gunned down by suspected Kuki militants at Fayeng and 5 others sustained injuries in the violence. They are undergoing treatment at RIMS Hospital. Family members and supporters today picked up the mortal remains of Toijam Chandramani from the RIMS morgue to perform his last rites. People paid floral tributes as his body was taken for the last rites. A large number of people come out on the street of Utlo, Nambold Oinam, Kaino, Vishnupur, Ningthaukhong, Thinungai, Fubala, Naren Sena of the Vishnupur district to pay respect to the departed soul. They also chanted slogans against the disintegration of Manipur. It may be mentioned that Toijam Chandramani took shelter at the relief camp in Moirangpurild after he fled his home in Churachandpur following the May 3 violence. Chandramani died after he was hit by a bullet fired by Kuki militants in Thamnapokpi of the Vishnupur district on the 24th of May. Members and volunteers of Ibudau Pakhangba Thogal Lup, MSC Club and Malom Tuliyaima Awang Apunba Nupi Lup paid floral tributes to late Toijam Chandramani from Thamnapokpi today. Many people came out at Malom Tuliyaima Awang and paid tributes to his mortal remains. All Manipur Taekwondo Association condoled the demise of Laithangbam Noren, who was a Taekwondo national player and national referee. Noren sustained head injury after he was hit with a bullet during broke out between Meitei and Kuki militants at Phayeng on June 2. He was admitted to Sija Hospital for treatment but succumbed to his injuries on June 4. All Manipur Taekwondo Association executive members paid homage to late Noren and observed a 2-minute silence as a mark of respect to the departed soul. Langtabal MLA Karamsham says no more pacifying Kuki militants who have gone out of control and call upon the people of Manipur to jointly fight against the militants. He was speaking on the sideline of extending financial assistance to people injured in the prevailing violence who are undergoing treatment at various hospitals today. The MLA handed over monetary aid of 5,000 rupees each to 41 injured people who were getting treatment at Raj Medicity, RIMS Little Clinic and Jenims in Imphal. He also provided financial assistance to the RIMS Voluntary Health Unit Committee and Jenims Relief Committee. MLA Karamsham stressed that outsiders are not going to protect the land, houses and properties of the state. He asserted that the Meitei people cannot be defeated by any community and they will succeed in protecting Manipur's territorial integrity. He condemned Kuki militants under suspension of Operation Not and Myanmar-based armed Chin Kuki peoples for continuing to terrorize civilians. He said people are demanding abrogation of suspension of Operation PAG with Kuki militants and removal of the Assam rifle from Manipur due to their own actions.
Shuda Laribra, Laitabra, Quakangde, Shugi rule, ground rule Sungakte, Aduga, Misam do Wanzalaga, Ade Manipur, Maru in a Maitegi, Misam Kaya Halakpa, Yum Kai Mai Tarakpa, Lantum Kaya Mang Tahalakpa, Aduga, Masida, Asana Falna, Lautum Navaman Bamong, the Tabak Satarakpa, Aduga Moyi, Mama Motada, Ade Nomai Kapata, Moina, Ayerpa Pitava, Moibu Protect Over, Adagi, Gari Tatsan Manasing Bakaya, Taurapasina Maram Oitana, Maitei Singna. May Hona Sauratana, was the Asopan Kayatwe, and the Mishi Mina Kaya Yauri. Was it show Sungleb Leptana, at the Kutark Pasina Maramoidana, Aquay, my day singer, I river, Nakpibam Tokrava, Langi Satam Lova Portse, Tanana was Sam Sarakpa. I do my table cananas who my table people Amoy, Aduna, Aquay Punamak, Amatanabagi Wakalonda, Lan Sunabagi, Lan Setanabagi, Tangai Fatava, Lay have opened the Tamjaraga, Aquay Tonahan Gumse, Aquay Ningwakai Gumse. Akoi matam kharadi communal rayoni sai nauni adi amaso amasu thamjalaga laigena khalamani ojeki thamjanbagi wafam akoi da laite.
The All Manipur Bar Association Amba asserts differential treatment by the Assam Rifle will not help in restoring peace in Manipur. The association stressed that peace cannot be restored in the state as long as the Assam Rifles, who are known as friends of hill people, turn out to be the enemy of the valley. Amba claimed that the suspension of operation agreement is possibly the gateway to Manipur for armed Myanmarish. Addressing media at Amba office in Chairap Court Complex, Imphal today, Association President Puyam Tomcha asked why relevant authorities have failed to make suspension of operation groups fully abide by ground rules. He urged relevant authorities to identify armed Myanmar-based militants and send them back to their country. Puyam Tomcha said National Highway number 2 was shut and opened again as if an agreement for the same was inked between the government and miscreants who carried out the economic blockade. Tomcha asked why the government had not filed an FIR against the perpetrators under the National Highway Act.
The Assam Rifle, the Friends of the Hill Hiraga, enemy of the Valley Highway of Pumama Lakota, the Modokai National Highway Hiro. Women go what is Hanere Yaneres, Nakan Handu people. Asia Brava. I think that the what is Hanere, women official jail Sangway Drava, but the abatement Tada Brava. Masaki National Highway Eke Section 8 Bida, punishable over. Could the affairs on the other? Why did Patapas couldn't study to want them the carry or a Macabra? Sue the Yauga have a target, I give Mingamasanga, Popaki say sang I potom with Sanga. Asia Brava. Border areas, Burmese, Mayama Sangapoki, Mogi militant, Mayama Sangi Maraxida. फोटो अमगा ममिंगा डेट ऑफ बर्थ के लेरगा हेक्ता चंगनबा हेक्ता थंबा आई कार्ड में इशू तौबसे याब्रा हब कदाइदगी फॉरेनर चंगइनो कमाइना चंगइनो हाय तारगदी मसीगी थोंनाउसिदगी चंगपने हौसिकी हारिबा सुगी थोंनाउदगी चंगपने अदुना मसीगी लिसे सीआईडी एसबी द लैय गवर्नमेंट मणिपुर की अदुना मसे अखोय मोयना अखोय फोंगदोकबिबो तायबा मोय अनोबो रिक्रूट तौबो यादे हबसि लैरिबा अदुना दी 2011 दा 2005 दा 2008 दा पीगिबसिदी मसिंग हेंगत सुंगा यारोय अहम एग्रीमेंट तौनबदा यावबदा याम याम नते हौसि डेजिग्नेटेड केमसे कुनगी मथक्ता लाय कमाइना पोहन मचा कमाइना पोहन मनोबा अदुय तागदे अखोयसु मंगा तरा मु पुल्लगेने अखोय सु साइन तौनरगेदना यागद्राबा दो
Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity, COCOMI, will hold a public meeting at Iboyaima Shumanglila Sanglel tomorrow at 11 a.m. Briefing media at COCOMI office at Uripok Yambem Laikai today, COCOMI coordinator Jitendra Ningomba urged civil society organizations, Maira Paibis and public to take part in the meeting to take a firm stance on how to combat Kuki militants. He condemned a center for keeping silent when Assam Rifles are helping Kuki militants and not doing anything to protect civilians when attacked by the militants. He also demanded government to set up a memorial for all those who died in the prevailing violence. Taking part in the press meet, COCOMI media coordinator Somarendra Thokchomd asserted that peace and normalcy cannot be restored as long as suspension of operation agreement with Kuki militants continue.
ꯃꯤꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯐꯤꯕꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯔꯝꯕ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯂꯧꯒꯗꯒꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯔꯝꯅ ꯊꯕꯛꯁꯦ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯟꯃꯤꯟꯅꯒꯗꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯔꯦꯞ ꯂꯧꯃꯤꯟꯅꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯋꯥꯐꯝꯗꯨ ꯀꯣꯀꯣꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗ ꯊꯝꯖꯔꯤ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯝꯗꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯂꯩꯕꯤꯔꯤꯕ ꯊꯣꯏꯗꯣꯛ ꯍꯦꯟꯗꯣꯛꯅ ꯏꯔꯩꯄꯥꯛ ꯏꯔꯝꯗꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯕꯨ ꯀꯟꯅꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯊꯋꯥꯏ ꯈꯨꯕꯥꯛꯇ ꯍꯥꯞꯇꯨꯅ ꯆꯦꯟꯕꯤꯔꯤꯕ ꯂꯨꯞꯀꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯂꯩꯕꯤꯔꯤꯕ ꯂꯨꯆꯤꯡꯕꯁꯤꯡ ꯂꯩꯀꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯗꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛꯅ ꯍꯌꯦꯡꯁꯤ ꯏꯕꯣꯌꯥꯏꯃ ꯁꯪꯂꯦꯟꯗ ꯂꯥꯛꯄꯤꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯂꯕ ꯄꯕ꯭ꯂꯤꯛ ꯀꯟꯚꯦꯟꯁꯟ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯈꯟꯅ ꯅꯩꯅꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯂꯧꯒꯗꯕ ꯋꯥꯔꯦꯞ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯌꯥꯎꯕꯤꯌꯨ
ꯁꯦꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯜ ꯒꯣꯚꯔꯟꯃꯦꯟꯠꯅ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯐꯥꯎꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯁꯥꯝ ꯔꯥꯏꯐꯜꯗ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯤꯕ ꯃꯤꯠꯌꯦꯡꯁꯦ ꯀꯔꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯑꯃꯇ ꯂꯧꯈꯠꯇꯅ ꯁꯨꯝ ꯇꯨꯃꯤꯟꯅ ꯂꯩꯁꯟꯕꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯊꯨꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯀꯩꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯂꯧꯈꯠꯂꯛꯇꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯁꯦꯟꯇꯤꯃꯦꯟꯁꯦ ꯑꯁꯨꯛꯀꯤ ꯃꯇꯤꯛ ꯋꯥꯡꯈ꯭ꯔꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯊꯣꯛꯅꯤꯡꯕ ꯊꯧꯗꯣꯛ ꯀꯌꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯄ ꯌꯥꯏ.
Khwaramban Nupi Kaithel Sinfam Amadi Saktam Kanbalut President Khaidem Shanti says Khwaramban market must act as a backbone to help people amid the prevailing crisis facing the state. Addressing media at Manipur Press Club in Imphal today, KH Santi said Khwaramban Bazaar shouldn't be shut down amid the violence. She maintained that due to some misunderstanding, confrontation occurred among women vendors of Khwaramban Bazaar. She said the idea of closing the market to extend solidarity to those injured is right, but it would be more prudent to open shops and keep business activities alive to extend financial help to the victims. Santi said women vendors have been providing assistance to those who are safeguarding vulnerable villages inhabiting peripheral area. She appealed to all the women vendors and shopkeepers of Khwaramban Bazaar to communicate with one another and stay united at this critical juncture. Santi also suggested giving assistance to affected people every 3 days by keeping Khwaramban Bazaar opened. Vice President of 4th Khwaramban Ima Kaithel looked temporary. Wahangbam Luanglaima appealed to all concerned to open shops and markets in Khwaramban Bazaar from tomorrow and give their profits after every 3 days as a monetary assistance for affected people.
ꯆꯪꯖꯟꯒꯗꯕ ꯈꯣꯡꯖꯪꯁꯤ ꯃꯈꯥ ꯇꯥꯕꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯂꯧꯈꯠꯀꯅꯤ ꯑꯅꯤꯁꯨꯕꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯆꯪꯖꯟꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯊꯕꯛꯁꯦ ꯃꯥꯏ ꯄꯥꯛꯏꯕ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯐꯦꯜ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯤꯕ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯈꯪ ꯍꯩꯔꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯎꯁꯨ ꯂꯧꯒꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯆꯪꯖꯜꯂꯛꯏꯕ ꯈꯣꯡꯖꯪꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯂꯤꯡꯖꯦꯜ ꯃꯥꯟꯅꯗ꯭ꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯥꯏ ꯄꯥꯛꯄ ꯁꯨꯡꯉꯝ ꯉꯝꯃꯣꯏ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯆꯪꯈ꯭ꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯑꯋꯥꯠꯄꯁꯤ ꯄꯤꯕ ꯉꯝꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯐꯤꯔꯦꯞꯁꯦ ꯂꯦꯞꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯀꯥꯟꯁꯤꯗ ꯀꯩꯊꯦꯜꯁꯦ ꯍꯥꯡꯇꯣꯛꯑꯒ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯍꯟꯅꯅꯕ ꯈꯔ ꯇꯧꯔꯁꯨ ꯄꯤꯕ ꯉꯝꯅꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯄꯤꯜꯗꯨꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯇꯧꯖꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤꯁꯤ ꯀꯩꯊꯦꯜ ꯂꯦꯞꯄꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯨꯝꯗ ꯀꯩꯗꯧꯔꯒ ꯂꯩꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣ ꯇꯨꯝꯃꯒ ꯂꯩꯅꯤ ꯇꯤꯚꯤ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯒ ꯂꯩꯅꯤ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯕꯅ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯐꯪꯉꯛꯀꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣ ꯇꯧꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯋꯥꯔ ꯐꯤꯜꯗ ꯆꯠꯁꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯨꯞ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯈꯥꯏꯗꯣꯛꯅꯁꯦ ꯃꯐꯝꯒꯤ ꯆꯥꯛ ꯊꯣꯡꯕ ꯈꯣꯠꯄ ꯊꯤꯡꯒꯠꯄꯗꯣ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯨꯁꯦ ꯄꯥꯡꯖꯟꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯊꯧꯅꯥ ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯊꯤꯡꯉꯁꯦ ꯊꯣꯛꯄꯤꯔꯛꯑꯣꯕ ꯁꯨꯡꯅꯠ ꯅꯠꯇꯕꯗ ꯕꯟ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯌꯨꯝꯗ ꯇꯨꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯊꯕꯛꯇꯨꯗꯤ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯔꯅꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯨꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯑꯄꯤꯜ ꯇꯧꯖꯔꯤꯗꯤ
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯩꯊꯦꯜ ꯂꯦꯞꯇꯅ ꯐꯝꯃꯒ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯀꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯕ꯭ꯌꯨꯁꯟ ꯈꯔ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯉꯝꯕ ꯊꯧꯗꯥꯡ ꯌꯥꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯃꯗꯨꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇꯅꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯋꯥꯈꯜ ꯇꯥꯟꯅꯗꯕꯁꯤꯡꯁꯨ ꯇꯣꯛꯄꯤꯔꯒ ꯉꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯀꯅꯥꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯋꯥ ꯑꯅꯥ ꯇꯥꯕꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯂꯩꯀꯥꯏꯗꯨꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯄꯥꯎ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯤꯔꯛꯑꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯀꯩꯊꯦꯜꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯏꯃꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯆꯠꯂꯒ ꯃꯗꯨꯗ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯄꯥꯡꯕ ꯉꯝꯖꯕꯈꯩ ꯄꯥꯡꯖꯒꯦ ꯀꯩꯊꯦꯜ ꯐꯝꯕꯤꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯀꯥꯠꯕꯤꯔꯛꯑꯒ ꯗꯨꯀꯥꯟꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯍꯥꯡꯕꯤꯔꯒ ꯈꯨꯟꯅꯥꯏꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯋꯥ ꯑꯅꯥ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯗ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯄꯥꯡꯕꯗ ꯁꯔꯨꯛ ꯌꯥꯕꯗꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯕꯨꯁꯨ ꯉꯝꯍꯟꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣই ꯄꯨꯟꯅ ꯌꯥꯃꯤꯟꯅꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯨꯗ ꯍꯌꯦꯡꯗꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛ ꯀꯩꯊꯦꯜ ꯀꯥꯔꯒ ꯗꯨꯀꯥꯟ ꯊꯤꯡꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯈꯜꯂꯣꯟ ꯀꯩꯊꯦꯜ ꯊꯤꯡꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯈꯜꯂꯣꯟꯁꯦ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯛꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯁꯤ.
Students in Manipur today took the NEET UG medical examinations 2023 at 22 examination centers spread across Imphal West District and Imphal East District after it was postponed for Manipur owing to the prevailing law and order situation. Out of a total 8,751 candidates who had applied to appear for the NEET NEET UG examination in Manipur, 1,914 candidates had reapplied to change their examination centers. The exam was held smoothly from the 12th noon till the 3:20 p.m. EK High Secondary School Secretary P. Sarachandra urged the University Council and the board in Manipur to allow to transfer of students to educational institutions located in areas dominated by their respective communities in view of prevailing violence. Briefing media at the school's secretary office in Sangakpham today, P. Sarachandra expressed concern that the students' community will again be greatly affected after the COVID pandemic if the prevailing violence is not resolved at the earliest. He urged relevant authorities to take measures to save the academic lives of students. He appealed not to extend summer vacation anymore. Sarachandra also stressed the need to provide free education for displaced students who are taking refuge at various relief camps. He said EK Higher Secondary School will also provide free education and hostel facility for some students.
relief camp de lairi baisa sing mayam se mama mapana niyom chumna hingdringai marak sibawdi school college mayam sina makhoi bu lem na mahi tambiba sarkar na sinbi duna tongan bi yenthok pi duna adu mahi taman bada thudona akai bu lairoidra haina khale ek higher secondary school gi damukta shu ngamjaba seat capacity jo lem na mahi taman jage lem na boarding na thamjage lem na uniform pijage lem na larik pijage shumaina manipur gi school college mayam sida hoji relief camp de lairiba jafam tumbam khangdra baisa sing mayam sisu boarding sembi duna makhoi mai machine tambiragadi mama ampa kayagi thamoise ingane haina khali mashigi matangda sarkarna yamna section ba phire ba lobiduna mai machine sidi sasing issue sing sidi mai tambibase yam darkar leibra haina khali.
Council of Higher Secondary Education to Manipur informs students concerned that application for evaluation of Higher Secondary Examinations 2023 answer scripts may be submitted from June 8. COSEMD Press Nod informed that 1,000 rupees each will be charged for revaluation of every subject, and last date for submission of application form is on June 21. Well, now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on locals of Awang Lake in Tabi spending sleepless night safeguarding their village. We will be back with details after the break. Until then, keep watching Impact News.
Welcome you all to UNACO College, Khongman, Imphal East, an exclusive co-educational college offering both BA and BAc courses. UNACO College will be affiliated to Manipur University, Kanchipur. First academic session will begin in July 2023. Hurry up! Registrations and admissions open for 2023-24 academic session.
Maidu Institute of Aviation and Hospitality, Changangai Airport Road. Admission open for certification course in air hostess training and airport operations, airline management, diploma course in hotel management and VVOC in hotel management training. Masida Sunatana, Manipur the Ihan Hanba Oina, commercial pilot training admission su Hogjere. Akak number Sydney 100% placement assistance Kamliba Institution ni Masida Sunatana airlines kaya da su equity satra kaya amushu placement from company.
welcome you all to UNACO College.
Welcome you all to UNACO School. Admissions open for Class 11 Science to UNACO School, Coleman and Matron, affiliated to CBSE, New Delhi. Admission also open to Class 11 Science and Arts to UNACO School, Chanura, affiliated to Kosam, Manipur. Special coaching classes for hostelers by 4 expert teachers, namely Pedro David Maiden, Dr. Ravi Khan, K.H. Hemant Singh and Dr. Chongtham, Narayot Sriat respectively, for science subjects. Hurry up for admission to Class 11 Science and Arts to UNACO schools.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Primetime, the English Bulletin. Moving on with our bulletin. Locals of Awang Laikinthabi and the Sekmai police station Imphal West have been spending sleepless night safeguarding their village as they are in constant fear that Kuki militants may attack their village anytime. Locals of Awang Laikinthabi demanded Manipur government to promptly deploy an adequate state force in the area. A media team yesterday inspected various places in Sekmai constituency which are under constant attack from armed Kukis. The media team during the inspection visit at night saw a large number of women spending the night along the roadside stretching from the Koyengai to Awang Laikinthabi. Some were seen checking vehicles and commuters along the road. Locals said they lived in constant fear that Kuki militants may attack their village anytime, and arsons and firing incidents are being frequently reported in Manipur's periphery. They expressed fear that Kuki militants would attack their village by crossing the hill, which is situated around 200 to 300 meters away from Laikinthabi area. Villagers told the media team that Kuki militants have set up their camp in Luang Sagol area, which is less than a kilometer away from Awang Laikinthabi.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯋꯥꯡ ꯂꯩꯀꯤꯟꯊꯕꯤꯁꯤ ꯆꯤꯡꯈꯣꯡ ꯆꯤꯡꯌꯥ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯄꯥꯈꯠꯂꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯊꯨꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯆꯦꯛꯁꯤꯟ ꯊꯧꯔꯥꯡ ꯂꯧꯈꯠꯄꯤꯔꯛꯑꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯟꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯔꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯨꯝꯃꯛꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯁꯦ ꯍꯦꯛ ꯍꯧꯕꯗꯒꯤ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯐꯥꯎꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯇꯨꯝꯗꯅ ꯑꯍꯤꯡ ꯌꯥꯔꯦꯛꯇꯨꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤ ꯁꯣꯔꯣꯛꯇ ꯂꯝꯕꯤꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯛꯇ ꯈꯨꯜꯂꯛꯇ ꯏꯅꯛ ꯅꯛꯄ ꯁꯦꯡꯃꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯨꯋꯥꯡ ꯁꯪꯒꯣꯜ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯐꯝꯁꯤꯗ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯀꯥꯞꯅꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯈꯣꯟꯗꯣ ꯇꯥꯕꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯨ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯉꯝꯗꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯅꯨꯄꯤ ꯄꯨꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯝꯗ ꯆꯦꯜꯂꯤ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯀꯌꯥꯁꯤ ꯀꯣꯛꯅꯅꯕ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯀꯟꯕ ꯃꯤꯠꯌꯦꯡ ꯆꯪꯕꯤꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯊꯨꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ ꯐꯣꯔꯁ ꯊꯥꯖꯟꯕꯤꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯕꯨ ꯉꯥꯛꯄꯤ ꯁꯦꯟꯕꯤꯍꯟꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯕꯨ ꯀꯟꯕꯤꯌꯨ.
Tangaiban MLA Kumukcham Joy Kishan joined the locals at Awang Laikinthabi yesterday and gave them moral support. He also took permission from the relevant SP to deploy his security personnel, including Manipur police at Awang Laikinthabi. Briefing media, MLA Joy Kishan said armed Kukis may attack the village anytime and expressed worry for their safety. He also expressed concern that Manipur will face scarcity and a hike in the price of rice grains in the near future, owing to the prevailing grim situation.
Quite Maruidi, low Pantalapace, Sidania, Kaido have Poche, Masida low holder the Manipura, can Masakang bombs to talk with film line, Eduna, Masi Yamtuna, A Samaxu, Emelini, and Sidum in a set on Abadam Tozage, Masida Consensiam cannot be but the Kali, couldn't sing vulnerable areas, say, Loin identify. Toga Jagasa Sansing Sina, Kun Sudum, I wonder Laikinthabi Prasasing, I wonder Poppy Ishmina, which I see a problem where na Kun vulnerable areas in Poppy Rodum, which Chang by Abasang Jarake, I Samak not so quick colleague MLS Sing, Atagaton, Don CS organizing, go Mengisify, and missing Jacoy and Zelaga, a Koimu Punchi, can never put a ministry at Nina, may I put out the Tamsari.
5 local clubs of Kaisamthong Assembly constituency have submitted a memorandum highlighting no separate administration in Manipur, down with narco-terrorism and no deployment of central forces to Kaisamthong MLA Nishikant Shapam. The clubs are Sana Janmastan Club, Moirang Ningtho and Laishom Leidak Association for Development of Women, Kaisampad Ahibam Leikai Women's Welfare Association, B Kaisamthong Moirang Ningtho Leidak Mamang Leikai Women's Welfare Association, and Kaisamthong Moirang Ningtho Leidak Women Welfare Association. The clubs demand to make Kuki militants under suspension of operations stay in their designated camps, to implement NRC in Manipur, and to stop the inhuman economic blockade. Club members also observed 2-minute silence as a mark of respect for those who died in the prevailing violence. Nambol Bazaar Women Vendor Association has submitted a memorandum containing various charter of demands to Oinam MLA I Nalini. Some of their demands include the repeal of a suspension of operation agreement with cookie outfits and restore normalcy in Manipur. A press note from civil society organizations in the Longmai area demand SBI authority to open the SBI None branch as locals are facing difficulties. Achanbigai Makha Awang Maira Paibi and Achanbigai Makha Leikai Maira Paibi members staged a sit-in at Achanbigai today demanding abrogation of the Sioux agreement with Kuki militants, implementation of NRC and condemning any attempt to break the territorial integrity of Manipur. Women protesters demand state and central government to find out the root cause of prevailing violence and also to prompt the background of those who are demanding a separate administration. People's Alliance for Peace and Process Manipur says the present violence was started by armed Kuki terrorists and made it look like a clash between Kuki and Meitei community. Press note from the group appeals to all the people in Manipur to help the Meitei people inhabiting peripheral areas and all civil society organizations to come together to form a unified command. Demanding prompt restoration of normalcy in the state, residents of around 10 villages under Mayang Imphal, Bangul, Zamiatul Ulama took out a mass peace rally from Mayang Imphal, Bangun, Salamat Bazaar till Mayang Imphal Bazaar today. Locals of Haibong Makong, Kelakong, Santheld, Hangul, Uchiwa, Fubakchau, Konuma and others took part in the rally. Various associations based in the Guwahati's Manipuri Basti have extended monetary aid to 40,000 rupees to relief camps set up at Naurem Birahari College, at Kundrakpanu Imphal East District and Moirang College in Vishnupur District. The associations are Sri Sri Radha Krishna Seva Samiti, Manipur Jagannath Bari Seva Samiti, Manipur Basti Mairapaibi Women's Association, Rajbari Manipuri Students Union and Achanba. Advisor of the World Meitei Council based at Guwahati's Manipuri Basti, Rajbari R.K. Ranjit handed over the monetary help to workers of the relief camp. Around 400 displaced people from the Ikho, Yangkuman and Dolai Thabi are taking refuge at Naurem Birahari College Relief Camp, and around 300 people who fled homes in Churachandpur are taking refuge at Moirang College Relief Camp. Wangoi MLA Kuraijamt Loken has donated relief materials to Thambald Leima High School Relief Camp in the Iram Sifai, Wangoi. People who have fled homes from More, Churachandpur and Kangla Tombi are taking refuge at the camp. The MLA also provided mattresses for inmates at relief camps opened at Laikinthabi, Kurkult and Loitang Kuno spinning mill in Sekmai. People of Maring community residing in the Konaitong village Technopalt district providing vegetables and herbs grown in hills and other edible items to relief camps which are open at 3 locations of Thoubal district. Relief items were provided to relief camps at Hairog Higher Secondary School, Pioneer Club Wangjing and Wangjing Kodompokpi Sports Complex which are opened under the initiative of Hairog MLA Dr. Thokchom Radhesham. Peace and Relief Committee Singjamai has distributed relief materials donated by Meitei people residing in Tripura. The relief items were provided to 2 relief centers open in Sugnu and Manipur College Relief Center in Singjamai. The items were handed over to Peace and Relief Committee Singjamai through Imphal East DC KH Daina IAS. Mayai Koibi Development Association Kwakai held Mayai Koibi and Mayai Koibi Nupi Iho Marubt have donated 50,000 rupees to Kadangban Apunba Naharold clubs to buy relief materials for violent hit people. Relief Committee of Laisang Themd Apunba Lubt has started donating blood to RIMS Blood Bank to meet the requirement of those who sustained injuries in the ongoing violence. The committee also provided relief materials for around 200 displaced people who are taking refuge at Laisang Themd Relief Camp. Rupt Raga condoles the sudden demise of its violinist Chingabamd Brojind, who passed away on June 1. Well, that's all we have for this bulletin, but before we wind up, let's take a glimpse at the headlines once again. 1 BSF Jawan killed and 3 personnel of 37th Assam Rifle injured in encounter with suspected Kuki insurgents at the adjoining of Kakching District, Sero and Chandul Districts, Thinkangpai. Langtabal MLA Karam Shyam says no more pacifying Kuki militants who had gone out of control. MLA calls upon people of Manipur to jointly fight against the militants. All Manipur Bar Association says differential treatment by Assam Rifle will not help restoring peace and suspension of the operation to peg possibly a gateway to Manipur for armed Myanmar nationals. And Manipur holds NEET UG medical examinations 2023 smoothly in 22 examination centers spread across Imphal East and Imphal West district. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipur Bulletin. In the meantime, for more news and information, please do not hesitate to follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Until then, have a great evening. Always stay safe and good night.
Lana Thorum, Malem Taibang Pal Asida, Mapugi Sintha Loyaduna, Equi Quaiga Loineramba, Light Hangbum Norin, Inaucha Mitena, Taibang Tingjeld